Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I feel like lately I've been posting obviously a lot of how-to content, but the topics of them I feel have been more in the realm of like self-interest, self-help, and just trying to be your best self. So going along with that trend, as you can see from the title of today's video is going to be about how to be happy single or like not settle for BS. I do just want to start this video off by saying, personally, I believe and strongly feel that you need to be happy on your own, happy single, and take time to truly be by yourself and on your own. To discover who you are, discover your standards, what you're looking for, your boundaries, and just all of the above, and to become a complete person before entering into like a serious relationship. This might not be for everybody. All the advice I give and like tips that I say and everything I put in my how-to videos are very much just from my own personal perception and what I think and what I've experienced, and just I guess the way that I think from the way I've perceived life and what I've experienced. So obviously everything that I say might not work for every single person. Everyone is very different. Everyone lives different lives, does different, has their own experiences, and perceives things so differently. Just we're all complex human beings. But with that being said, I love making these types of videos because I love helping people in general and kind of sharing whatever knowledge I have and maybe help you out so you don't make some of the same, I guess I'd call them mistakes, that I have. So with that being said, as I mentioned, I cannot stress enough that I don't necessarily like the idea of, you need to meet someone to be whole. You got to meet your other half. I don't like that mentality personally. I think that you need to be a complete person. You need to be complete on your own because you don't need anyone. And especially just coming from us females, like we don't need a man. We don't need men. We don't need anybody. Like we can all be on our own, be independent. And I think it's very important to get there on your own so you don't depend on people. Codependency can turn into a very toxic thing. Because I think that if you're comfortable on your own, you're independent, that then heightens your self-esteem and your self-confidence, which is two really great things that you want to have. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So number one is you need to keep your standards high. Never settle. And I'm guilty. I'm sure we've all settled before. Sometimes you get to a point in life where maybe the self-esteem isn't too high and just other external factors are going on. It's just some negativity, just not the best headspace. So you kind of settle. Don't do that. Do not do that. Do not settle. I'm not saying be like super difficult and stubborn and super picky, but like be picky enough. Like don't settle for things that you're not interested in. Like if you're looking for a guy that has a career and same aspirations and goals as you on many different levels, like prime example being family. Like if you want kids, don't go after someone who doesn't want kids because that's not going to work out. And if you're interested in height, and height is an important thing to you, whether it be for males, females, and I use height as an example. Like I love tall men. To me, that is like a requirement. Now, with that being said, if there were many other of my requirements or my little box checked off and he got them all, but he was like 5'9", okay, I could probably overlook that. But, and you can sit here and call me shallow, that's fine. Like, I'm not a shallow person at all, but it's just like how guys like to sit there and go,
well, I want a girl with like blonde hair, a girl with like big boobs.
But we can't sit here and say that we have a preferred height, and not everyone does, so I don't want to hear it. My point being, do not settle for less. Don't lower your standards. Don't set back your boundaries. If you know what you want, go after what you want. Another key thing in being happy on your own is you need to love yourself, which can definitely be difficult sometimes. And I'm sure you're not going to love yourself maybe every day of the week or strive to get there, but love your flaws, love the little things about yourself, and get to a point where you're just comfortable with who you are. And I mean like from everything, just from whatever maybe toxic traits you have, work on those and get better at them, but also like your body positivity. If you want to improve yourself and go to the gym and get your body snatched, by all means, but be comfortable in your own skin and be comfortable with what you got going on right now. Like, don't become a narcissist, but just definitely love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, I think RuPaul says that, if you don't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love anybody else or something like that? I hate to say it, but it's probably gonna be difficult for someone else to love you because just the negativity and self-loathing can be a lot, and we're all, I think, working on ourselves and doing our own stuff. We have our own struggles and our own stuff going on. So I feel like you gotta get to a point where you're happy with who you are and happy by yourself. Do not let anyone treat you in a way that you would not treat yourself. This is a huge one. By this, I mean, would you not call you back? Would you leave you on red? Would you cancel on yourself for a date to go hang out with some of your friends? Like, do not allow someone to treat you how you wouldn't treat yourself. Like everyone says, treat others how you want to be treated, and that's true, but also don't allow others to treat you how you wouldn't treat yourself. This now goes into my favorite rule, which is the one strike you're out rule. You get to a point where you have your standards. as high or wherever you want them, and it's locked in, and you don't settle for less, like I already mentioned. And any person that comes in and tries to mess with that, This is my favorite rule, because as a single person, and I've gotten to the point now where I genuinely love being single, and it's nice to not, like, you're not looking for a relationship. That's also a point you need to get to, is you're not actively looking for a significant other, and you just got to be good on your own and not think about that. Focus on school, work, your hobbies, and just focus on your own. I digress. All that being said, this one strike you're out rule basically is this. Someone tries to come in and infiltrate you and everything you're going on, your little world that you're in. A lot of emotions right now. Don't let them play you. Don't let them bring down your standard. To me, it's like natural selection. You're just weeding out the weak ones. If they come in and they do one thing you don't like, goodbye. Within reason. I'm not saying like a minuscule mistake or miscommunication, unless you want to, by all means, but I'm not saying that has to be like, that's it, that's done. I'm saying kind of more like larger scale stuff. Prime example is you're talking to someone, it's kind of like a new hangout. I was talking to this guy for like literally maybe a week, and he asked me to hang out. I was like, sure, yeah, we can hang out. And then the day of, we were supposed to hang out. Didn't hear from him all day, and then last minute, around the time we were talking about hanging out, he messages me and is like,
Yeah, I'm canceling. We're gonna have to figure something out for tomorrow or something. I'm gonna go hang out with the guys tonight.
I literally just was like, okay, and just never talked to him again.
hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is.
And I'm sorry, but that to me, this is what this shows me. Brand new, we just started talking, you showed interest in me. You asked me to hang out, so I cleared my schedule, didn't make plans because you asked me to hang out. And at the last minute, like not even like earlier on in the day, so I could have made like the last minute at like 7 o'clock at night, you then message me and say,
Hey, yeah, we're gonna figure something out for tomorrow. I'm gonna hang out with my boys tonight.
go have fun. But to me, that just says you're not prioritizing me. So if you're not going to prioritize hanging out with me right now, and I'm sure you can see the boys, whatever, you're never going to do that. So
Sorry to this man.
I'm not even going to put myself in a situation where I'm not going to be treated how I would treat myself. I would never cancel on myself. I would never ask myself to hang out and cancel last minute. No, ma'am. So I'm not going to let you do that to me. So I'm talking bigger scale stuff like that, like one strike, you're out. Thank you, next. Like that to me is a red flag to look for. I should have included that in my video I made last week talking about, you know, how to spot an F-boy. That's some like F-boy behavior, the non-prioritizing, like kind of putting you last. Like, no, because that's a test. They try and see how much they can get away with and how far they can push you with you still not getting mad and still being around. So not here for that. Once you get a hold of that, like nobody can infiltrate that, and you can't be with, because you're just so on that level of like, I'm not putting up with bullshit, so try me. Because I love being by myself, so I don't need you. We're not dealing with and entertain people who do the bare minimum. It's not happening. If you wouldn't give yourself the bare minimum, why would you let someone else give you the bare minimum? I'd give myself everything personally. So that's where you need to get to and be like, I am single. This is what I expect. If you're not going to give that to me, no thank you, because I'm fine on my own. Honestly, like I think about it like this. We're absolute worst case scenario. Oh, okay, I'm single and I'm on my own forever and I die alone. We all technically die alone, pretty much. So big whoop, you have friends, you have family, get 12 dogs, move on. We will not be disrespected. We will not put up with buffoonery when we can be perfectly content on our own and do everything we need to do for ourselves. We don't need anybody else doing things for us. And they'll try and bring you down and say stuff to you or whatever. Try and bring you down to their level. It's not happening. Don't let that manipulation tactic work. Just, bye. You also need to do things that you want to do and what makes you happy. Like if you just, especially if you just got out of like a bad relationship, go back to doing things that you enjoy doing and focus on the hobbies and whatever it is that you like to do. Focus on doing that. And I find especially too, if you need like a little ego boost, it's like you want to do things that you enjoy and make you feel good, because then you'll just feel good, you'll feel better. And you need to do things to make yourself feel good. You can't always depend on other people to make you feel happier, make you feel better about yourself. Like you need to also be highly capable of doing that on your own. Also, don't chase people. Like obviously make effort, but don't run around chasing people, because as I said, I feel like the key point in this video is you do not need anybody. You are happy on your own, you're good on your own. So you don't need anybody. You need to get out of a mindset of feeling like you are dependent on someone or you need someone. So don't go chasing after lames that aren't putting in the effort, aren't doing the bare minimum. It's not happening. Don't ask and don't beg. Like don't beg for someone's attention. Don't beg for someone to be around, because if they want to, they will, within reason. Some people literally just don't have the capacity to maybe give you everything that you want. It's not maybe that they don't want to, but they just can't. So then you move on and don't look for them to give that to you, because they're not able to do that. You can't go looking for like top tier treatment from some bummy lame dude, because you're probably not gonna get it. All in all, main points to take away from this video, if you do take away anything at all, is just do what you need to do to be good on your own. Do not depend on other people. You can do everything for yourself. You're good on your own. You need to get to that point, be a complete whole piece on your own, and you will be so much happier and you will be so happy single. That is all I have for today's video. I hope that it helped. Leave a like if it did. Comment down below any other tips or advice you have to be happy single and be good to go on your own. All of my social media links are linked in the description box down below as always, and subscribe for more weekly content from me, and click the little bell button to be notified every time that I post every Friday. And yeah, that is it for today's video. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.